right.
All right. Would you like to introduce yourself?
All right. My name is Raj Iyengar, and I'm one of the plastic surgeons here in Puyallup, Washington.
Perfect. Are you aware that you're going to be in the hot seat today, answering a couple questions?
Well, actually, this was just sprung on me about half an hour ago. So, I just had a protein bar after I finished clinic, and we'll see what happens.
All right. We got this lovely iPad, as you guys might see. It's a bunch of blanks.
Boy.
You can go through and you can pick whatever questions that you want to start with.
Oh, this is
It's all about Brown University, yeah?
okay.
So we're going to figure out how much you know about your alma mater, Brown University, and everything about it.
Oh boy. Okay. It's been a minute since I was at Brown, but let's give this a shot. Does Brown have strong plastic surgery / hand research? I would say yes. So that was sort of my foundation for plastic surgery was at Brown through some of the mentors I was connected with. I have a lot of fond memories about Brown because I also went to undergrad there. But from an academic standpoint, superb. They're awesome. Is Brown the chill ivy, or is that a myth? This is a good one. I would say that it's as chill or as intense as you want to make it. So from that standpoint, I would say it's probably the chillest ivy. You can take all your classes pass fail if you want, so you can graduate without a GPA. That's a little bit of a bold move, but that's part of the charter. So from that standpoint, super chill. Everyone is smart, but not in your face about it. So I'd say that tracks.
How would you compare it to the other places you've been to, like Vail, or not Vail?
Vail. Yeah. Fail.
Yale
Yeah.
and Vanderbilt. I'm like combining Vanderbilt and Yale at the same time.
Yeah, Vail. Yeah.
Welcome to the Vail.
Yeah, nice ski resort. I would say that it is definitely, a lot more, chill, so to speak, than Yale. Yale is steeped in a lot of tradition, and even though they're just about, comparable in terms of how old they are as institutions, Brown, I would say, is much more relaxed on a lot of different wavelengths, but still has a lot of great traditions nonetheless. And then Vanderbilt, of course, is in a different geographic region altogether. So I think that getting exposure to Nashville and Tennessee and how they do things down there, they have their own set of traditions. They love their football, and it was just a great experience all around, and totally different than New England. So I just encourage everybody to travel, which is what I did for my training, and it's been great. Okay, how do Brown grads match into competitive specialties? So I don't think there's much of a secret to matching into a competitive specialty necessarily. It's sort of a multi-pronged strategy of getting the right mentors, understanding that you have to do well on certain exams, and most importantly, I would say clinically, making sure that your skills and your letters of recommendation are as good as they can be. So as far as how Brown grads fare, I think they fare quite well just because every specialty is well represented at Brown, and there's a phenomenal mentorship program. So like I said, a lot of fond memories. How steep is College Hill? Asking for my quads. It's pretty steep. So one of my buddies freshman year was on the crew team, and they were, I think, nationally ranked, if not the top crew team in the country at the time. So they, competed with Harvard and all those other big name places. But at any rate, we did a couple hill sprints at like 6 a.m, and that gradient, even for someone from the Seattle area, is pretty steep. It's got to be like, equivalent to some of the steepest hills that we have in the city of Seattle. So
have you ever
it's no joke.
A protractor?
A protractor?
See that?
I have not, but I'm sure someone has. what is the Brown PLME, and who is it for? It's for the biggest nerds in high school, basically, that
Perfect.
that ended up knowing that they really wanted to become a doctor at a pretty young age, I gotta say. So it's a combined medical program. It stands for the Program in Liberal Medical Education. And the foundation of this program was to educate doctors who are well rounded in disciplines other than medicine, like the humanities, the arts. Um, the fact that you have a slot in medical school after 4 years of your undergraduate studies is sort of meant to alleviate that burden of fulfilling all those pre-med recs and really grinding through the hard sciences. There's still some science requirements that are non-negotiable, which I think is very important as a future doctor, even as an undergrad. But essentially, the program encourages students to pursue interests outside of the hard sciences and the humanities and the arts. And I had the opportunity to take a lot of classes that I wouldn't have otherwise taken. So grateful for that.
Besides medical classes, what other classes did you take?
So I took some interesting political science classes. So there was a class called Money and Power in the International Political Economy. And that was just a fascinating sort of commentary on how some of the various capitalistic systems became what they are today, and the underpinnings, and some of the social commentary, and we had to write like 20+ page papers, and it was definitely engaging a different part of my brain than the hard sciences. So that was one that really stuck out. I took a class on The Wire, which is the TV show, the HBO show. That was a second semester senior elective. So we just essentially watched The Wire and dissected various themes about The Wire. And as you can imagine, that was a pretty popular seminar because you're essentially just watching a TV show and writing about it. But those are a couple classes that stick out, but there were many others. What is Bruno the bear, and why the name? Ooh. So Bruno obviously is Brown's mascot, very original brown bears. But I'm not entirely sure why he's named Bruno. I guess it kind of sounds like Brown, and the people who go to Brown are called Brunonians. So I would imagine that Bruno is somehow derived from that. What's with students sledding on cafeteria trays? Well, that actually goes back to how steep College Hill is, and we had at least a couple blizzards during my time that really stick out in terms of how severe they were, and really shut everything down, shut all the classes down, even partially shut the hospital down at one point. So I was in med school, and we would just I remember just seeing some of the undergrads grabbing trays from the cafeteria, just like sledding down that super steep hill, having a blast. That same hill that I was trying to do some hill sprints on, which if you want to work out, go to Providence and run that hill. But flip side of that is that it's a great hill for sledding. So yes, that did happen more than a couple times.
Nice. All right. Any other pieces of advice or nuggets that you would like to let folks know that might be considering Brown in the program?
Ooh, I think that when I was applying to the program, it was, it's certainly very competitive, and I was very well, versed in sort of the numbers behind that competitiveness. So I was like, it's going to be a crapshoot. I'm just going to apply and see what happens. And very pleasantly surprised that all the stars aligned. I ended up going to the program. So number one, I would say, don't take it too personally if this program doesn't work out. because there are plenty of other options for folks interested in medicine and avenues to pursue. Um, Number two, just make sure that Brown's a good fit for you. Yeah, it's a little different than some of the other schools in that it's not as regimented, which has its pros and cons. Some folks need a little bit more discipline in terms of reining in like their many varied interests, and other people who have sort of been very linear in their thinking really benefit from going to a place like Brown where a lot more options are open and it's a lot more flexible. So just sort of feel it out. But at the end of the day, it's a great option on the table, and it's a privilege to be able to go to a place like that and just enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. And if anyone has any specific questions, I'm always available to mentor or help out in any way that I can.